Hey everybody over at Movies.com. It is the Schmoes No Movie Show. I'm Christian.
And I am Mark. Christian, this weekend in theaters we have Chappie, directed by Neil Blomkamp. It's got a cool robot in it. And we have Unfinished Business, starring your boy, Vince Vaughn.
That's right. You think Chappie's got like quick talking? You think Chappie can do this? Chappie can't do that. Chappie tries to, but he can't do it. That's what Vince Vaughn does in most of his movies. He's probably going to do in this one. But he's done it so many great times. We said this is the top 5 Vince Vaughn movies of all time.
Yeah, now you look back on this guy's illustrious career. He started in smaller roles in films like Rudy. It's fun to go back and watch him and stuff like that. Then he really broke out in a movie we're going to talk about. Let's not get there quite yet. Let's start out at the end, or at least the breakup, starring him and Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, let's hop up and make some bad decisions with talking about the breakup. You have the two of them, and they, in real life, were they, weren't they? Who knows? It was rumored, but you could certainly tell their chemistry in this movie because you said it beforehand. You see a different side of Vince Vaughn in this.
Yeah, you get to see him really employ some serious acting chops with that comedic presence that we all know and love. And watching him and Jennifer Aniston play off each other, I felt like I was in the middle of a real relationship. The highs, the lows, I think it ended properly. I really liked that movie.
Well, there you go. So then coming in at number 4 was a movie that I thought I was going to not like at all, and I wound up really liking it, and I stopped and watch it on cable anytime it's on TV, and that is Dodgeball. you just talk about him and a motley crew throwing dodgeballs at one another, and actually I think because of this movie, a real league of dodgeball tournaments started in Vegas, and Ben Stiller looks ridiculous.
Dodgeball is incredibly hard to play in real life. It's not just the gym class one where there's the one ball. There's a ton of balls going all over the place. And Vince Vaughn is kind of the anchor of this movie because you have a crazy character in Ben Stiller who's the over-the-top villain. You have Rip Torn in a wheelchair and throwing wrenches at everybody. But Vince Vaughn is the leading man. He's the center of gravity in a very, very funny movie.
He absolutely is, and you're right. It's a role for him to where he has to gather everyone together to win. It's a predictable story, but it's goofy, it's funny, it's led by Vince Vaughn's charm.
Well, a movie number 3 where it just goes off the rails opposite Owen Wilson is going to be Wedding Crashers, ladies and gentlemen. The film. You talk about dodgeball, inspiring real-life dodgeball tournaments. This inspired a bunch of single dudes to go to any wedding they could and just get all the free crab cakes and booze they could get their hands on.
You motorboating son of a bitch. This movie is so fun, and it was a movie that Vince Vaughn really took the reins in because he had gone from, doing a lot of trying to be a serious actor again and doing some dramas, but then with this movie, with Owen Wilson and their back and forth, he was back. It was really one of his best performances, I think, ever.
One of Jane Seymour's best performances, too.
Oh, yeah.
Not to mention Christopher Walken, Rachel McAdams. Great cast in Wedding Crashers, but it cannot compete with the comedic chops of our number 2 movie.
Now, number 2, I mentioned this, how Vince Vaughn went with Wedding Crashers to get out of the drama. This was actually the first one that it was like, oh, Vince Vaughn's back. What's he doing? He's done. Certainly isn't done because he joined Will Ferrell and he joined Luke Wilson and they went back to school in Old School.
This stands up as one of the funniest films made in the 2000s, or really any other year or decade for that matter. It makes me laugh so hard every time I see it, and it's the best use I've seen on camera yet of Vince Vaughn's, like you always like to mimic, his fast-talking, smooth guy ability.
It was all that stuff, and it was a nice role reversal for Jeremy Piven, who normally plays the Vince Vaughn type roles, and he was essentially the bad guy in it. And what I also liked about Vince Vaughn's character in this is that he's married, he's got a kid. Mm-hmm. And I still, to this day, I do it all the time. Earmuffs. I do it all the time. It's one of these things you just remember it. You remember the Will Ferrell, you're crazy, man. You're crazy. So many great comedic moments. So that's why it's number 2.
Vince Vaughn taught a legion of idiots how to be dads. That's a scary thing for us all. Yeah. At number 1 is going to be the one that really put him on the map as both a filmmaker and a film star. It was his appearance in Swingers. Everybody went, who the hell is this guy? He's the next big star.
And you talk about quotable things. Vegas, baby, Vegas. So many.
Your money.
Your money. You don't even know it. Your money. There's so many great lines, and it was the first time anyone really remembered Vince Vaughn. Yeah, he was in Rudy and there's a couple other things, but this was the one you're like, wait, who's that guy? That dude's funny, and the charisma that he has when he's standing up on the table at the end of the movie and barking and making sounds. I mean, it's a really funny movie.
Yeah, that's our number 1 now. We want you guys to comment and let us know, what is your favorite Vince Vaughn performance of all time? Did we miss something on our top 5 list? There's
Psycho.
Honorable mentions.
No.
It's not going to be Psycho. I didn't hate him in the film, but whatever. Delivery Man, you got, which recently came out. I didn't hate The Internship. But both of those films look like comedies that maybe Unfinished Business can pick up where they left off.
I'm hopeful for it. I want to see it, but it's up to you guys now. What do you guys think? Did we get the top 5, like Mark said? Comment below, tell us what you thought, and make sure you check out either Unfinished Business, or if you want to see something else, go see Chappie and watch Johnny Five Come Alive. Is that not that movie?
It's not that movie at all. Yeah, so you got Chappie and Unfinished Business. That's the real dilemma. The movie he was in. Christian, Mark, movies.com, Schmoes No Movie Show.